All right, I just took a video a little bit earlier on the front and the brakes and all that good stuff. And now I'm on to the carburetor. And before I go ripping this thing apart, I figured I ought to take a couple of pictures and show you this high performance carburetor. All right, here you go. This is on the 1925 Chrysler. Well, here you go. This is a pretty interesting unit as far as carburetors go. It's a 6-cylinder engine. I'm not even sure of the make of it yet. That's one number. It looks like 0X-2. And then it's got 1803, I guess. Unless there's more numbers there. No. Yeah, it's 1803. I don't know if it's a Zenith or what yet. I haven't. This is just off the engine. I just took the air filter off of it. Boy, it's rather unique. I guess it's got a tickler here. Looks like the old British carburetors, the old Amels that had ticklers on them. Guess that's like a primer. And not a very big throat here, but boy, look at the intake compared to the throat. I'd say this thing can make about 800 horsepower. Yeah. And this is the air filter that fits on there like so. Yeah. There you go. And I guess while the engine's running, it spins. And I guess it acts as a slinger. So this ought to be interesting. Boy. You turn it into a turbocharger or something. There's the air box that was over top of it. That went on it like that. So that's what you get to see when it's on the engine. But I thought that was pretty cool. Sort of a unique idea. I guess that'd keep the rodents out of it and any big rocks or birds that are flying over. So I've got to... everything is free on this thing. I wouldn't have been surprised if I could have just thrown some gas in it and started it up. But I'm not going to do a whole lot of cleaning on it because I want it to look just the way it is. Leave it alone. It's cooler when it's sort of dirty and yucky, you know? It's the way it should be. Leave it alone. But clean the inside of the carburetor. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take it apart and inspect it and then go from there. Then we'll figure out what we're going to do. This is the fuel bowl that was on it. It's still got some liquid in it. It doesn't smell like gas though. I don't know if there's an element or a screen up the top of that or not. Usually there's a screen in there and then some kind of I don't know, a filter of some unit, some kind, a rock filter or whatever. But there doesn't seem to be. So I take that apart. And this is weird because it has off and on valve right here. And then an off and on valve here. So, I don't know why it needs two of them. It's a little, that's beyond me, but that's the way I took it off. So, we're going to go with it. And this is all part of the vacuum fuel pump. And I am not sure what I'm going to do with this yet. Because I'm not going to just use vacuum. I think I'm going to put it all back together and pretend it's vacuum and it's all original, but yet have electric fuel pump on it. And I'll run it through this. So everything here works, because everything seems to come off of this. But I'll have to figure out how to do that without interfering with anything else on it. As far as a fuel pump overpowering it or filling it up and making it overflow or something. Because I don't think it was never meant to have a fuel pump feeding it. It's meant to draw the fuel. And if this float doesn't shut the fuel off, which it might, if I can make all that work, then it's going to the fuel pump will you can't put your finger in a fuel pump because you get a lot of pressure. So I might have to do a fuel pump with a return line in it. So if this works and it shuts it off, the return line, instead of building up a bunch of pressure on that, the return line will run it back to the tank. And that might be a way to get the pressure way down on it, so I don't have any problems. Putting a return line on it's sort of a headache because, of course, the fuel tank doesn't really have a place for a return, but I might be able to do something. We'll see. I'll figure it out. Oh, man, I'm going to take a nap or something. Oh, Lordy. Okay, well, I just wanted to show everybody what this ugly thing looked like before I start tearing it apart. Besides that, if I took a picture of it now and take it apart, I'll at least know how to put it back together. Maybe. Yeah, that thing is... Boy, it's got 300,000 miles of road grease and dirt on it. I mean, this is one nasty unit. Look at the amount of dirt that's on that. I mean, that's a lot of crud. I hope 90% of this did not go down the carburetor. It actually doesn't look terrible. But boy, I don't think I've ever seen a throat that big for this small of a carburetor. Yeah, that's pretty neat as far as carburetors go. All right, well, then this is, man, I get my hands dirty. And I got the dirtiest rag in the shop. All right, there's the old brake lines. They look like they're perfect, don't they? That was what I took off the front of the car. They're stiff as a rock. Boy, that's a lot of brake line for a front of a car. I mean, look at the size. It was like 1 inch. But, yeah, we'll make it all work. All right, well, that's it then. I'll see y'all later. I'm going to get tearing this apart, and next video I'll probably show you the engine running maybe. It might be a week or so, but we'll take a look and do a 50-year-old startup. Wow. Oh well, I figured that if it turns over, it'll run 90% of the time. So, you know, first startup, whoop-de-doo. Everybody's got one and everybody's done it. But it's still cool to watch. But we'll see. Usually mine fails miserably because I always forget to do something. But we'll see. We'll see just how it goes. All right. Until then, later, guys.